my own little bubble. But you know, as far as with the music industry, you do have to be out there. You have to be, you know, able to communicate with people, and you know, network. So.
Благослови моих братьев, благослови наши руки. Мы в поисках больших денег, мы в деле круглые сутки. Благослови
Without radio show, man, they everywhere.
Благослови моих братьев, благослови моих братьев, благослови наши руки. Мы в поисках больших денег, мы в деле круглые сутки. Благослови моих братьев, благослови моих братьев. Я скрутил себе подушки, я выдыхаю с
Best jam I have ever eaten.
Oh, wow.
I have that as a testimonial.
И не играй со мной свою роль. Со мной молодые братья. Мы возьмем котлеты наличных себе на завтрак. Сегодня-завтра, неважно как я. You, эй, yeah. Благослови моих братьев, благослови наши руки, мы в поисках.
We have Zaakiyah, who is an independent artist for Scythe area. So let's get into it. Well, one, the video that I saw for your single, it's the one with the cover is white and
Used to be.
Used to be, yes.
Yeah.
One, I love that song.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know. Yeah, there's some people who be sending me music that don't sound that good. So you're on the right path now.
Trust me, I understand.
Yeah, you really are. But also, like, I was going through and listening to your EP project. And I think I got through a couple of them. And really good voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very pleasantly surprised. But let's get into it though. Like, what got you into, like, you know, wanting to do music, and what was your inspiration?
I say my most inspiration was me just learning to express myself through my music. It was a way to not really talk about it, but put it in a song, and you know, people could relate to it more. So I think that's what grabbed my attention. I tried to do, I did chorus throughout high school, so that kind of it kind of trained my voice a different kind of way. So I was like, yeah, I ain't really liking the opera voice that, you know, was creating. So I started doing like my own thing once I got out of high school.
So when did you, like, at what age did you realize you actually had a singing voice?
I think through middle school.
Okay.
I always tried to do solos. I never got the solos, but it was just always like, I want to stand out, so I tried to like get the solos with the middle school chorus, as well as with the choir. I did choir. I always did solos with the choir at church, so that kind of brought me out more with the singing.
Okay, so as you started pursuing this, how was your network of folks? Did they support, you know, peers, family, whatever?
I think my biggest supporters were my family. I think my friends, they support me, like, especially the ones now. I think coming up, it was more of, oh, it's just something fun to do. Now it's more like, oh, she's serious about this. This is something she really want to do with her life. And, you know, I have a couple friends. I don't have many. So they support me as far as
long as they're quality friends, then
yeah,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, so you only see a couple with me, but they're very genuine and you know, serious about what I do. So
where at what point did it turn like professional for you?
I think at least 3 years ago.
Okay.
That's when I first put out, I think 2019 is when I put out the first EP. I started working with someone, you know, got more serious about it, and then I seen like, okay, people are really like liking my music. It was more of like people from everywhere else rather than my city. So I was like, okay, let me get the support of other cities rather than my city. So at first I started out trying to want, you know, my city to like be with me on my side, be on my team. Like, okay, we got somebody from Forsyth, Georgia supporting this. But it was more of, after I realized my support was coming from elsewhere, I was just like, okay, let me entertain, you know, the people who gonna support me and my music. So,
you know, I've interviewed a lot of artists, right? That just happens to be the thing. People from, you know, your hometown necessarily don't support as much as we would want people to support.
Yeah.
I think it's due to, you know, the fact that, you know, you grew up there, you have relationships and stuff like that, and people sort of like put people in a box.
Yeah.
And you're breaking that mold in their brain of who you are. So they have a hard time of, like, you know, accepting it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that a lot. That's why I try to, you know, I still kind of work as far as in emphasize. Just say if someone hit me up like, hey, Zaakiyah, we need you, you know, to come do a show. I'll do it, you know, because I still have my friends and family down there. But as far as in, like, I know for a fact now that I'm, you know, more serious about it. I know my support doesn't come from there, but I'll still show my face and, you know,
which
show that it's still my town.
Exactly. You should always take your home team wherever you go.
Yeah.
So where do you like to, I guess, do your process of writing, recording, you know, that? Are you all over the place? You know, because I know some people like to run to Atlanta and stuff like that. Some people like, you know, which to me I think is overrated, but anyway.
I agree. Honestly, I'm gonna be the one to say it. Like, everybody do like, oh, Atlanta this, and you know, we did. Me and my manager, we started out firstly going to Atlanta, but I'm so comfortable with Crad down here in Macon, Georgia. I love the sound. Like, he works with me, you know. He tweaks with me, like, okay, Zaakiyah, let's try it this way rather than, and you don't get that a lot. Like, when you go to Atlanta, it's more about the money with them. It's not more of, okay, I want to listen to what you put down, I want to hear what you're saying within your songs, and let me help you, you know, get out what you're trying to say. So I prefer Macon, specifically Crad. Like, it's someone
Crad
like,
does a lot of work here.
Yeah, so it's like when people reach out and be like, Zaakiyah, I want a feature. I'm like, okay, I want to go through Crad. So if you're not willing to go through Crad, I can't work with you, only because I like my sound and I want my sound to sound how it sounds rather than me going to
really have a, like, okay, so Crad did all the stuff that I'm talking about, right?
Yes, Crad did everything.
Yes, you sound phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's really polished. It sounds you. Like, it doesn't sound like it's anyone else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I like about artists, especially indie artists, in putting themselves out there. I want them to be them.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to, like, you know, copy.
Switch up.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be you. And you being you will build over time and, you know, set, like, the new standard where other people come behind you and try to be like you.
Yeah.
So I think that wins all the time. So, okay. How did you link up with your manager? You know, a lot of, you know, artists don't necessarily have management. I've only spoken with a couple artists that actually have management.
Honestly, it's crazy because I was working with someone and he reached out on Facebook. And as you know, when people reach out on Facebook, it's not like too much about business. So I'm like, But I gave it a chance only because, like, who I was previously working with, I was like, okay, you know, it's not going the way I wanted. I should be done took off by now. Like, you know, I feel like it was a little unbalanced, so I needed someone else to push me and be like, I believe in you. And, you know, he came along more of, you know, I heard a couple of your songs, you know, I want to work with you. And it was more of like, okay, whatever, you know, until, like, we actually sat down, we had a business meeting, we talked over the phone, and I'm like, okay, he for real. Like, so that's when I was like, I put my trust in myself and then within him, like, okay, Drake gonna make sure I'm straight, you know. And I'm all about loyalty. Like I said, I was working with someone previous, so I tried to, like, hey, come on, we all gonna work together on this. But it was more of jealousy, so I had to take it upon myself, like, Zaakiyah, if you want to go somewhere in the music industry, you got to do what you need to do for yourself and for your family. So I had to let that situation go. I started working with Dre, and Dre been, you know, putting in movements, like, and
no, I get it. I love how you refer to yourself in the third person.
Yeah.
Zaakiyah, you gotta do that.
Yeah. That's how I be talking to myself, like, you know, that I gotta motivate myself.
No, I get it. I love it. I love it. So what is, you know, what do you like best, right? If you would put them in order.
Okay.
Do you like the recording process more? Do you like the writing process more? Because I imagine you write your own lyrics and
I
stuff,
do.
right? Because it sounds like you write your own lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay. Or do you like the performance aspect?
So hard to choose. I like all of them. Preferably, I would say the performance. Because I feel like within the performance, they can, like, actually experience what I'm trying to say, and I give it off like, okay, I'm not just this girl that's just putting out music just to put it out. I want you to feel me, I want you to see me, I want you to hear me, like, so. I say performance.
Okay, that's what's up. What are some of the things that you don't like about the industry that you've experienced so far?
I can say I'm a people's person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a people person, but I have my days like where I'm like, don't want to be like the friendly Zaakiyah. I just want to be in my own little bubble. But you know, as far as with the music industry, you do have to be out there. You have to be, you know, able to communicate with people and, you know, network. So I think that's the kind of only iffy part. I'm like, okay, once, you know, you step into the music industry, like your private life is your fans' life, like, because they want to know any and everything about you. So it's nothing.
I'm like, you can turn it off a little bit though.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can control what you put out there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it can still be personable, but still have like, you know, the private, so that way you can, you know, go between the two. Because I think sometimes, like, I like to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Right. Separate the artist from the person. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I'll just be honest, like, I still listen to some R. Kelly stuff if it comes on or whatever. I'm like, it is what it is. You can't take away the talent and what he contributed to, you know, musically or whatever, but I do understand how people will perceive him going forward. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not like, you know, I'm not jumping into it like, you know, with this blind eye or whatever. But that's just me.
Yeah.
So what's one of the best things you have experienced thus far in, I guess, your professional career?
I say right now the performances, like to see the support like from people. You know, you never know like how people react till you start getting out there and you start doing stuff and they like support you, like, you know, I really have fans, so it's like it's different, like rather than your family, but you have people like you don't know like supporting you like from not even knowing you, just from your music. So I love that. Like, I love that I do have people that support me, you know, and really don't know too much about Zaakiyah. They just know Zaakiyah is talented, Zaakiyah is beautiful, you know, that's what she's gonna do, so I'm gonna support her, and I like that.
That's what's up. Where's, like, I guess, the furthest place you performed so far?
Furthest I can say is Warner Robins, honestly, and that's, like I said, working previous with, you know, my last manager. It was more of like a lot of work wasn't being done, and I would think I had too much free time on my hand, and I'm like, yeah, this gotta give, because I'm not trying to keep working on 9 to 5. I want to do something else to occupy my time. So I feel like Dre put me in a better position and gave me more opportunity. Okay,
so your music is, you know, streaming and stuff like that. Where's the furthest it's streamed that you know of? Do you have access to your analytics and all that?
Not yet. I know he has let me know like it's really playing like in other states rather than in Georgia. That's where the most of the support coming from, and he says it's probably gonna come cross seas, you know, rather than the United States, and I'm fine with that, because, you know, that's how Tink blew up. Like, Tink, you know, got popular off of cross seas rather than in her own United States. So
well, yeah, international audiences soak up American artists like crazy. Because for that American artist to go across seas, you know what I'm saying, it takes a while. I'm like, well, it's expensive.
It
is. You know what I'm saying? And then depending on like at what caliber of production you're bringing over there as a performance, you know, you got people that got to travel with you, you got bands, you got instruments, all this stuff, whatever. So like, that hassle, or even trying to like rent that type of equipment for like, you know, the musicians and stuff like that. Have you had any of those performances yet where you perform like with a band or anything, or?
Not yet. A real no, not yet. And I'm ready, because I like the guitar. I always wanted to do an instrument, but it was like not my thing. So I was like, I'm gonna stick to singing. But I love instruments. Like coming up, like I used to have a guitar, didn't know how to play it. I used to have a piano, didn't know how to play it. Had a drum set, didn't know how to play it. It was just more of I like music, so I can't wait to experience that live at only the show. Also, like, okay, this girl can sing, but like now you can really sing, like, cause you out here and you doing it live. So I'm ready for that experience.
Okay, your single. I'm sorry, what's the name of it again?
Used to be.
Used to be.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that?
Honestly, just went through a rocky situation. Been going through it like 3.5 years, and you know, you get to a point where you see like everything has changed about a person, the ways, like just them in general. Like that ain't how you started out, and then you know you go to say like, dang, after you realize that like I really want to get back to what we used to be, but then you sitting up here and you having this conversation with yourself like, dang, we done went through all of this and it really like you wanted to get back to what it used to be, but you got to realize like it ain't gonna be possible because all of the stuff, you know, you guys done been through. So you have to grow and you have to move on, like, and realize like people ain't gonna change, so you gotta do what's best for you.
Okay, all right, so y'all gonna, you know, I'm about to view that right now, you know, gonna cut for a little break real quick, and we're gonna transition in Zaakiyah with Used to Be.
Have you ever loved me? Tell me, baby. Do you even trust me? Lately it's been shady. You've been accusing me of doing some foul things, making up all these names that don't make sense to me. I'm trying to get back to how things used to be.
Okay, so let's see here. Oh, are you setting? Do you like to set goals for like, you know, your music, and are you and Dre sitting down and like, okay, this is what we want to accomplish, or how's it?
Honestly, he's free with me. Like, you know, Zaakiyah, do you like? You know, we try to work on like what we want to do. Like, okay, we're gonna put another EP out. Okay, that's the plan. Zaakiyah get to it. So it's more of he gives me my space to freely do and write about what I want to write about, say what I want to say. So I kind of like that, only because, you know we have a deadline coming up to the date and stuff, but it's more of like, okay, write about what's going on in your life. And it's just, you know, most of my songs is like things that happened previous, or like what I'm going through, like, so I like that.
How do you approach collaborations and features and stuff like that?
It just depends, because most of the time it's dudes, so it's just like what they talking about.
Okay, yeah. So are they really trying to collab?
Yeah, so that's what I'm like. And now when I realized that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna start telling y'all gotta pay for my features, because y'all got too much going on. So it's more of like, no, I just want to be in the studio with Zaakiyah. No, you can't do that, because I'm all about my business. I don't mix personal with my business. So it's like, if you come at me on a business tip, keep it that way. You know, don't keep it on a personal level. So I kind of like am hesitant. So I know sometimes I'd be like, you know, go through my manager. Like,
No, it's great to have a buffer though.
Yeah,
especially being women, because I know how it is. Like, okay, so I don't know if I gave like a background, but like I've been doing like with the music professionally since 2005.
Okay.
So a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and I know how it is for like women to come into the industry, and because it's male dominated, and what they do or whatever, and how they try to use their power and stuff, and influence and get what they want out of situations and stuff like that, and not just strictly focus on help providing someone an opportunity and pushing them to the top because they're talented, as opposed to all this other stuff. But it sucks or whatever, but I like the fact that you do have a buffer.
Yeah.
So like, yes, always keep a buffer.
Yeah.
Always keep a buffer.
Yeah, because
if they really want to collab, then that's what they'll do. They'll go through the process.
Right.
All right. And it just is what it is, and that's like a red flag, and like helping weed off all the people who aren't serious.
Yeah.
So you got the single out, you got the video out, you got the EP out. Like, what's next?
I want to put out another EP, honestly. Try to switch it up, make it more of versatile, to where, okay, the dudes listen to my music, true enough, but something they can relate to. So I'm kind of trying to switch it up, and like I prefer the R&B side, but a lot of my fans be like, do a little more rapping in your song. So I'm probably put a little rapping.
Yeah, because I think I did hear something where you were rapping something.
Yeah.
So you cross between both sides.
Yeah, like I try to let people know like I am on the R&B side, but I will,
Mm-hmm.
you know, go into the rapping side. But I don't want no one to look like, oh, she's a rapper. No, I am a singer, an
Mm-hmm.
R&B singer. So.
Well, what about like for singing as far as like, you know, doing like pop records or like country or anything like that and like really blending sounds? Are
Yeah,
you up to doing
I'm
that?
open to different genres. Like I don't listen to most, you know, country music, but it catches my attention. Just say if it plays and I hear it, like okay, especially because it's just a different sound. But I feel like most music have the same meaning. You just have to listen to it and get into it.
Okay, that's what's up. So like ultimately, like what's your goal as an artist? Like what do you want to accomplish?
I want to be successful. I want the world to hear me, not just see me, but hear me, like, and relate to me. And I just want to make it where, you know, my family gonna eat good at the end of the day. So
That's what's up.
that's what I'm.
Are you liking the business side?
I am, honestly.
Okay.
I am. I thought I was more into like the music side, but me, like, you know, listening to Dre, paying attention, he put me up on game about, you know, the business side of it. It's interesting, like, only because you don't want nobody to play you, and, you know, he's always open about that. Like, I'm gonna let you know what's going on so you won't be confused on, like, okay, is he trying to play me? Like, he lets me know, like, this is what's going on, this is how it's done, just so you to know, you know. So.
I like that. It's a transparent relationship.
Yeah.
And it fosters trust and all that stuff as well. So, there's been like, you know, this huge trend of like, you know, successful artists and the way that I look at success is different than other people look at success. So my definition of success is you're doing what you're doing. So you're successful to me.
Yeah.
But the general public picture of success is like, you know, financial and all that stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So like with all these different like Future and Dr. Dre and all these other Justin Timberlake creatives selling their catalogs and stuff, you reach that level of success, do you think that would ever be something that you would entertain, or would you keep your catalog?
I think I'll just focus more on me because I don't want to like fluctuate. So I don't think I would like entertain it much. I think I just stay to what I know, as well as like, you know, I might like improvise and go to like different things that I want to do, but it's not going to be like the trend of, you know, this is what they doing in the music industry. Let's, you know, tag along. No, I'm going to do my own little thing, and then, you know, whatever works, and whatever doesn't, you know, maybe it will work one day. So.
Okay, that's what's up. I like that. So your style and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What influences your style?
I'm weird.
I love
That's all I can say.
I'm weird.
I'm weird. Like, I swear, like, I don't know. I just get up and, like, you know, this is what I want to do today. And I do have, like, friends that be like, girl. And I just feel like, that's how I was feeling this morning, or this is how I was feeling tonight. So it's just like, I like color.
A go to the flow type of person, go with the flow type of
Yeah,
person.
I am. Like, I just don't think too hard on it, and you know, as long as I look good to myself, I don't care what the world think. And you know, everybody be like, okay, you look good, but you know, you have some people like, okay, she ain't have to put that together like that, but it's me. Like, I ain't trying to impress nobody but myself and my fans. So
that's what's up. That's what I like. I like that confidence in everything. Is there anything that we didn't get to touch on that you wanted to touch on, or? No. Okay, well, I've done my job then. So let everybody know, you know, how can they follow on social media and all that stuff?
Okay, you can follow me on all of my platforms at I am Zaakiyah. Zaakiyah is spelled Z as in zebra, A as in apple, K-I-Y as in yellow, A as in apple, H as in Harry. Go follow me on all my platforms.
You know, see there, y'all go and y'all, like I said, y'all go check out her music. She's very dope. I was listening to it, and I'm a Spotify premium listener, so, you know, yeah, no ads and everything over here. Y'all make sure y'all keep supporting all the independent artists we bring on the platform, and then also, if you have not, go ahead and download that Make That Radio Show app and keep following the page. Thank you, man.
Thank you.